Again, hello and welcome to the Synapse NG, where we spotlight diverse voices and foster collaboration. I'm your host, Dr. Akimobola Otitoju, and on today's episode, we are exploring the world of biotechnology through the eyes of a young biotechnologist. All right, someone who represents the next generation of scientists shaping Nigeria's future. Today, I'll be talking about the Student Industrial Work Experience Scheme, that is SIWES, and how it is helping students to translate classroom learning into real-world impact. We shall be spotlighting Abdul, a biotechnology student from Mewa International University, who had his SIWES at NABDA. I will spotlight his journey into bioinformatics and the broader vision for youth-driven innovation in Nigeria's biotech space. Abdulrazak is a final year biotechnology student at Mewa International University, Nigeria. His academic and creative pursuits are a mosaic of science, technology, and literature. He is a 2025 Fellow of the Library of Africa and the African Diaspora Residency in Ghana. His work explores memory, identity, and the dialogue between scientific and humanistic way of knowing. He is the winner of the 2022 Poetry Archive Contest, the 2024 Lagos Art and Poetry Prize, and several other accolades. And his poems and essays have appeared in many notable literary journals. Abdulrazak is particularly interested in bioinformatics and the ways computational biology can reshape medical research, sustainability, and public health. Beyond the lab, his creative practice examines how technology and storytelling can together build empathy, preserve cultural memory, and inspire transformative thinking. Now, by bridging his training in biotechnology with his literary sensibility, Abdulrazak aspires to contribute to a future where science becomes a safer and more inclusive space for discovery and innovation. Abdulrazak, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, sir. It is really a pleasure to be here.
All right, you're welcome. So, you love poetry, and many will wonder why you are not studying maybe literature. So what exactly draws you to biotechnology?
I feel from the onset of my life, I have always been fascinated by the duality of things. I was already a big fan of science. So even when I discovered my talent in writing, I was already in the science class. And I saw it as an opportunity to explore both fields, in the sense that in school, I am learning scientific ways of life. And then outside school, I have mentors and friends and communities that teach me about writing and poetry. And so instead of just sticking to one and saying I want to further my career in creative writing, so I should go and study literature or other arts and humanity courses, I just decided it is always possible to do things. So why not just stick to scientific ways in academics and then do writing as a side? It's always been like that. And yeah, thank you.
All right. The Industrial Work Experience Scheme, which is a mandatory skills for Nigerian students, was established in 1973 by the Industrial Training Fund. And the purpose is to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical workplace skills and also to expose students to real world industry tools, processes, and professional ethics. Now, I understand you had your SIWES uh, at the National Biotechnology Development Agency. So, how did that opportunity come about? And how did you feel when you first stepped into that environment?
Okay, so as part of the compulsory scheme, we were given the avenue to choose wherever we wanted to go to do our SIWES. So there were a lot of options. And then the fact that I am studying biotechnology, anytime I want to do something, I'm always intentional about how I am looking at it. So even though there were a lot of options, I was like, I am studying biotechnology, and the headquarters of the Biotechnology Research and Development Agency is in Abuja and close to where I stay in Abuja. So why not apply here where I am going to be actively involved in everything biotechnology? Since I know this is a new field in Nigeria, even though biotechnology has been here, but in Nigeria, I don't think a lot of schools are already even doing biotechnology as a course. So if I am going to be among the frontiers of this course, I want to represent it well. So I applied to National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency, and I was accepted. From the very first day, I knew I was going to enjoy it because of the warm treatment I received at the admin's block. So it was a roller coaster, and I really had fun. And I still am connected to a lot of people from NABDA. And so I look forward to doing a lot of other things with them.
Oh, okay. That sounds encouraging and interesting. So, would you like to share which department were you involved in during your time there?
Okay, when I was accepted at NABDA, I was assigned to the medical department where Mrs. Ini was my coordinator. And then at the medical department, I was assigned to Dr. Akin as my supervisor, who also reassigned me to Dr. Faith. So from the very beginning of my IT, I was already working with a lot of beautiful people that were professionals in their fields. I love multitasking. So the fact that I already was working with three very, very important people at NABDA was very, very fascinating for me. I was very happy about that. I was not just working with one supervisor. I had two supervisors and one coordinator and a lot of other cyber students that I was talking to. So even though I was assigned to the medical biotechnology department, we also had the avenue to go to other departments. So some of my friends that were in agric, when they were doing practicals or having theoretical courses, we could also go there to learn when we were free. So it was really an active process of learning and relearning and communicating with people.
Okay, thank you. That sounds more like a wonderful appraisal of your supervisors. I would love to hear from you. Probably share one or two specific tasks that stood out for you. Maybe something that really tested your skills or opened your eyes to what biotechnology can achieve.
Okay, I think my favorite, which is still in my heart till date, is the fact that I was exposed to bioinformatics. Even before I came to NABDA, I've always been a fan of the technological era because I feel time is changing, and as humans, as professionals, or as people that want to take things to the next level, we need to adapt with the way time is moving. And we are at a time where technology is the frontier of development. So during the first time I took a class on bioinformatics at NAPJAN, I just knew this was it. This is it. Even though in school we already took some courses on bioinformatics, but it was basically theoretical. So at NAPDA, where I am hearing there are computer simulations, there are apps where you are going to be studying the relationship between 3D structures of this and that, with how they relate to disease and all and all and all. I was already, this is the life I dreamt of. So it was really fascinating because I love the computer age and the fact that now we are even trying to shift in vitro activities and bring biotechnology bioinformatics to the picture, where you are going to be reducing costs, reducing risk, reducing a lot of things just by being able to predict the reactions, and the way things would happen before you are even going to the lab or going to test them on mice or humans. So that was really, really beautiful for me because I feel it is going to be a spotlight of the century.
Okay. So, was there a particular project that you were involved in that broadened your theoretical understanding of how powerful bioinformatics can be in modern technology, in modern biotechnology?
Yes, there was.
Okay, would you like to share?
Yeah, I think the work we did with my colleagues, where we were looking at drug discovery and design. So we did molecular docking with our supervisor at NABDA, and how everything was coming together from like the beginning, not just the fact that in this, I did the molecular docking to the extent that I felt if I come back to school and I am privileged to be the one to decide my project topic, I know whatever it takes, I am going to channel my entire career towards drug discovery because I wanted to dock more compounds. I wanted to see how alpha amylase is going to react with this and that and those. So at NAPDA, we are basically looking at drug discovery on diabetes. So we were looking at standards and then we were looking at medicinal drugs, traditional medicinal drugs that could do more than the standards we're already doing. And it was a very, very active process for me because I was actively involved. It was not just theory. We were coming with our laptops and collecting software packages and we were doing it. And I love the fact that it was not easy. I don't like easy things. So there were times when there would be an error while you are docking and you have to go back to look for it. So it was as if we were coding. When there is a problem here, you have to trace it down to the root and then take care of it at the root and then come back and continue. So it was really, really beautiful and intense. I love intense because it makes life worth it. I love the thrill of intensity. So yeah, that project is still in my heart.
Okay,
And I
that's
look forward to doing more.
all right. That's amazing. So initially on this program, I brought one of the facilitators of bioinformatics training in the agency. That's Dofan Bro, and I tried to throw up the question about the skills that are needed, all right, to be a proficient bioinformatician. I was thinking maybe being a statistics or proficient in computer software coding and all those will be a necessity. However, she debunked my my initial assertions. However, I want to ask, in your opinion, what key skills should young scientists like yourself develop if they want to thrive in bioinformatics and biotechnology generally?
What key skills? I feel if I am going to have to choose one key skill, it is going to be curiosity, in the sense that I feel science should dwell in imagination. If you can imagine it, you can bring it to life. And imagination would only start when there is a kind of curiosity. What is this? Why is this? Who is this? For whom? Where? What? When? And the rest. So I feel the most important key skill personally would be curiosity. If you are going to be curious, you are going to ask questions. If you are going to ask questions, you are going to seek answers. If there are no answers, you are going to want to give answers. So along the line, this is looking simple as if it is a straight line graph, but it is a very, very intense factor. So the fact that today you are curious doesn't mean tomorrow next and you're already there. It just means today you are curious is a step. And then tomorrow you're asking questions is a step. And while asking questions, you're trying to see, okay, why is this this? Why is this that? Why is this this? How does this relate to this? So when you ask these questions, there are already going to be answers existing. And if there are none, you are going to start hypothesizing. You're going to start bringing out hypotheses and saying, okay, this might be this because of this might be that because of that, or this is going to relate to this because of this. And in that there, I feel, is the entirety of science. You are already a scientist. You're already into it. So along the line, you are going to know to answer this question, I need the knowledge of this. Because of that curiosity, now you are going to go and seek the knowledge of this. So if your question is maybe related to bioinformatics, you are going to seek answers towards bioinformatics. If your question is towards molecular biology, you are going to seek answers towards molecular biology. So it is the curiosity that will drive you to other skills. But the curiosity, I feel, should be the beginning of science.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So, according to Abdrazak, curiosity is the ultimate skill needed for one to be a successful scientist, not just a successful bioinformatician or biotechnologist. All right. So, looking at the bigger picture, do you think?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So, the question again is, do you think biotechnology generally has the potential to shape Nigeria's development in the coming years?
Yes, it does. I feel Nigerians do not know how blessed they are as humans. And the fact that Nigerians would, oh, I feel if Nigerians are going to set out to do anything, they are always going to succeed. And despite the fact that we are facing a lot of economic, social, security issues, we are doing so much with science, with art, with literature, and the rest. So if bioinformatics and biotechnology is going to be given the right conditions in Nigeria, it is going to flourish. It is not just going to develop the economic sector, but even the political and social sector in Nigeria, it is going to do that. Like, it is even going to be very, very easy. I don't even have any doubt or concern about the future of biotechnology and bioinformatics in Nigeria. I know it is going to be big, and we are ready for it.
Okay, that's encouraging. I know that it was not all bears of roses when you were at the National Biotechnology Development Agency. So, would you like to share one or two of the challenges you had?
Challenges. I think one of the challenges I had at NAPDA was, I think it is not really, I think it is going to be first about Abuja's transportation system first. You could wake up early for a class that is supposed to start by 9. Your house is supposed to be 30 minutes from your workplace, and then you are getting there 2 hours because of traffic, because of this, because of that. So I did not enjoy that. And the fact that I think my first 2 months at NAPDA, when I came, I was feeling okay. Today is my first day. Tomorrow I'm going to be in the lab, synthesizing drugs, doing this, doing that. But the first 2 months were basically still theory, introduction to biotechnology, teaching us lab etiquette and the rest. So I was like, no, is this not? This is like supposed to be the time where we are being pushed into biotechnology. Like, take us, take us, take us. But we were still at the door of biotechnology, and we were still being taught what I felt I already knew. So I feel that was a kind of patience is a virtue test on us. So even though it was beautiful and practical, I felt it was a challenge for me because I love being in the moment of things. And when I'm in the moment, I feel it's like there should be no waste of time. Like, do it, do it, do it. So let's do it. So
All
that
right.
having to wait was a challenge for me.
Okay. So, how do you think the universities and institutions like the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency can deepen collaboration? So I'm sure that the people at the helms of
Yes.
affairs might want to hear from students like you how you think the institutions can deepen collaboration.
So how I feel the institutions like NAPDA can deepen collaboration. I feel the fact that they are already doing SIWES at NAPDA is a very big step in the sense that I know the kind of people I have met at NAPDA. I know the kind of things they have added to my life. and it was very life-changing. And to date, I still have contact with a lot of them. So it was really life-changing. So if I was going to maybe add more to what NAPDA is already doing, I would say maybe they are going to maybe introduce mentorship programs that do not have to be formal SIWES, because SIWES is a formal one. Your school has to assign you to go to this place, to that place to do 6 months. So maybe a 2 days workshop on bioinformatics, courtesy of NAPDA, a 1 week workshop on molecular biology, courtesy of NAPDA, and other things like maybe research fellowships where maybe they already have researchers particular topic. So they can send out invites to schools to maybe send qualified students to come and work with these researchers, to just be involved with it. Because I feel living the learning of practical aspects of biotechnology in only 6 months worth of IT or SciWes is not really enough for students. Students need to be more exposed than 6 months, because after degree now, the next will be masters. And I am certain about the practicality of masters, but I feel we need more experience before we even get to the point where we are aiming to do masters and all. So if these little workshops, fellowships, online trainings too would be made more available for students, it is going to deepen our experience and push biotechnology to the front more than it already is.
All right. Thank you for your take. About 2 decades ago, I had the opportunity of having my own SIWES at the Nigerian Stock Products Research Institute in Ilorin, Kwara State. However, my roommates also had his own SIWES at one of the commercial banks. All right. Both of us were studying biochemistry. I did mine at Nigerian Stock Products Research Institute.
Yes, Sam.
He did his at Intercontinental Bank or Oceanic Bank of those days. So he got some money, but I wasn't paid. So were you paid at NAFDA? And would you have chosen to work in a bank instead?
If I could turn back the hands of time to make a supposedly more wiser decision, I think I would still come to NAFTA. Because the thing with money is that even money is calculated. The fact that you're not making it now doesn't mean you're not going to make it in the future. But there is also the concern of the immediate urgency of need and want. So people might need to compromise money for experience sometimes, because in that moment they are in or they are at, they need money more than they need experience. Others might be comfortable living, so they would need experience more than they would need money. So if I'm going to answer that more professionally, I am going to say to have something else giving you money and then go for experience, because experience in, in the long run is also maybe going to give you money. If it doesn't, you are doing it because there is a kind of spark in your heart for this thing. And so just doing it is going to give you that adrenaline rush of having money, supposedly. So if I was going to make another decision or turn back the hands of time, I would still choose NAFTA.
Okay.
I was not certain where biotech, medical to be bioinformatics.
All right. It's been such a pleasure hearing your journey from the classroom to NAFDA and now into the exciting world of bioinformatics. Your story truly reflects what SINA stands for, where we spotlight diverse voices, connecting, learning, innovation, and fostering collaboration. We are actually out of time, but before we wrap up, if you could describe your SIWES journey at NAFDA in one sentence, what would it be? One sentence.
In one sentence, describe my SIWES journey at NABDA. I would say it was the moment of truth for me. Because I feel I have been at the background of my life, but NABDA brought me to reality. This is what you are going to do. This is how you are going to do it. These are the people you might need to do it with. So it was the moment of truth for me. I love NABDA for what they did for me and what they are still doing. Like this avenue, this platform to talk about my journey and my life. Thank you so much.
All right. It's been a wonderful time with Abdulrazak Salihu. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your insights. And here on this program, you have inspired, I believe, a lot of students like yourself who are following us and who will eventually get to see the recording. Thank you for coming on the show. And sincerely, I'm encouraged. I think I should do this more often and bring more students, all right, to join us on this platform. And I need to add that Abdulrazak Salihu is a first-class student, and we, on this show, are looking forward to seeing you at the very top. To our viewers, I'm Dr. Akimobola Otitoju.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. So, to our viewers, I'm Dr. Akimobola Otitoju, and this has been Synapse NG, connecting knowledge and possibility one story at a time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our social media platforms for more inspiring conversations. Until next time, stay curious. Bye.